Hey babes, today is going to be a DIY maintenance day. I just left Ulta. I made me a little pickup order. That's why I didn't take y'all with me. I just need to do a few little touch-ups. We're going to touch up our hair, our nails. I'm going to do my brows too today. And I got some lashes on. They barely on, but we're going to do that, get that together. It's the weekend, so I want to get kind of cute for the weekend. So let's get in here, get to it so we can be cute. Gotta take me a little shower. Y'all, I just love this shower cap. It's actually got a satin lining in it. I've had this for some years now, but I truly love it. I'm gonna see if I can find it again. Remember, I want to say I got this from Amazon. But I think I've seen similar ones other places, so I will link it if I can find it. But I'm gonna take me a good shower, y'all. Today my shower lineup is gonna be a little, a little luxurious. I guess you can call it an everything shower. I don't know if it's technically considered an everything shower, but we're trying to get ourselves together. So let me show you my little shower lineup here. Okay, y'all, so these are our shower all-stars today. I've been using this Naturium body wash. I like it. It's supposed to help reduce body odor or neutralize body odor. I can't really say for sure whether it's really doing that. But I do enjoy it. I don't know if it actually exfoliates. I think mandelic acid or AHA is what it is. I think that does do a little bit of exfoliation. But I will say, I'm probably not gonna buy this specific Naturium body wash again. Y'all know they make several of them, but this particular one actually does have a sunburn warning on it, and I didn't see that when I bought it. And I think it's just because it makes your skin more sensitive to the sun. So if you are wearing this and you like to go outside or you are gonna be exposed, you'll definitely want to wear sunscreen with this. Now, I probably won't buy it just for that buy this particular one for that reason, but I do in general love Naturium's body washes, some of my favorite body washes. So I'll probably buy a different one, just not this one. I do enjoy the salicylic acid one, so I might go back to using that one. And the other one, the glow, what is it called? The body glow oil or something like that. They have one that is super moisturizing. So usually I would buy two and alternate. The other thing that I like to use is this Salt of the Earth scrub. I will tell you, Osea's body scrubs are really underrated. They are definitely underrated. I really love this scrub because it leaves your skin feeling super soft, but also it does add a little bit of moisturization to your skin too. So you don't really have to go crazy on the lotion or body cream afterwards. They have another one that I like too, but I think I like the Salt of the Earth one the best. And then I'm going to follow that with my hyaluronic body serum. As you can see, I've been using this stuff every day and night. And then I am going to do the classic body oil. I will tell you, everything that people say about this body oil is true. This body oil is really that girl. So I love it. I actually think the next time I purchase this, I'm probably going to buy a huge bottle because it does come in a jumbo size. So I'll probably end up switching to the huge bottle because I think this is just gonna be a staple product for me. And because I am an Osea partner, I do have a code for them. You can use Blissful10 at checkout and that will get you 10% off your purchase of Osea. And usually they allow you to get that discount even with any other offers that they have going on. Other thing that I'm gonna do while I'm in the shower is I'm gonna do kind of like an express pedicure or part of my pedicure in the shower. And I have a bench in there, so I just like to do all my foot scrubbing and all that stuff while I'm actually in the shower. So I am going to use the brush to like brush around my toenails and all that stuff, I'm gonna go ahead and remove the polish that I have on and brush around my toenails, make sure they're nice and clean. And I'm actually gonna do that twice, but I'm gonna do it the first time while I'm in the shower. And then I got this foot file from Ulta. So the last time that I bought one of these from there, I just needed something really quickly. I was close to an Ulta, so I grabbed this one. And it was a little bit pricey because this thing was like $10, which, you know, I know that some of them do cost that much, but I'm used to just getting the ones from like the dollar store or whatever. But this one is actually really good and well worth that $10. So I'm gonna keep buying this all the time, and it lasts for a while too. So I just change this out, you know, every month or two. But I don't keep it in the shower so that it completely dries. But I definitely recommend using this if you are somebody who likes to do your pedicures at home. Even if you don't, I just like to have a foot file at home and kind of just scrub my feet every now and then when I'm in the shower with it. So let me go take the shower. My brow powder setting or simmering or whatever it is, and then I am going to do I just did my skincare. I washed my face. Now I use this Good Molecules cleanser just because whenever I do my lashes, I want to make sure that I get my lash line really clean. Sometimes the glue can be really hard to get off. The adhesive that I've been using, it is the Falscara adhesive, so it tends to come off pretty easily. It's not the strongest, but it does the trick. Also, I don't wear lash extent, or what do you call it, DIY lash extensions. I don't do them all the time, not every week. I just kind of do them whenever maybe I'm gonna have like a lot of things coming up at one time and I want to, you know, look a little extra. That was my hyaluronic serum by Osea, by the way, which obviously I use to death. I really gotta order some more stuff from them because I'm running low on most of my staples. So I'm gonna do this little eye serum. I don't do an eye cream. Generally speaking, I don't use an eye cream. I might start because I've been noticing when I put on my concealer, like that area is a little, you know, it's not crepey, but my concealer is not going on as smooth as it normally does. So I might start using an eye cream, but honestly, this serum, I feel like that's enough for me. And also because I am doing the lash extensions, I don't really want to use anything with oils in it on my face. So I put on my serum and my eye serum because they don't really have oil in them, because that's what's going to help us keep our lashes on. Also, you really want to make sure you are getting that lash line really clean, getting all the adhesive off if you're going to put on more lashes, if you're going to do more lashes. So I let my little brow powder or brow paste, it's supposed to set, I think it says like 10 or 15 minutes. Let me see. Yeah, I think you're supposed to let it sit for 10 or 15 minutes before. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I haven't had the greatest luck with this, and I don't think it's the product itself. I think it's because, for one thing, my skin tends to be a little bit oilier. Also, if you can see my brow, like my brow is not thick. It's not a lot of hair there. So I feel like it's just not a lot of hair for the henna to stick to. And that's maybe why it doesn't last as long. But this time I'm going to let it sit on my brows longer. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and put it on. I'm going to go ahead and put it on and let it sit while I do my lashes. So I'm going to pluck my brows a little bit. As y'all can see, it's barely anything there to pluck. And my brows have always been like this. I've never really had super thick brows. So I'm just do a quick little tweeze. Nothing fancy, nothing extravagant. And I know y'all are probably wondering why I'm using these little mini tweezers, but these were, I wanted the ones with this little tip on them. And wherever I got these from, they didn't have a full size with this tip. So I just bought, it was like a 2-pack with this size. Okay, we're just gonna paint our little brows on here. I try to stick with where I have hair to kind of like help guide where I put this so that it kind of has something to stick to, because like I said, I feel like that's why they're not lasting as long. You can also use like a white brow pencil, or not a brow pencil, a white pencil to kind of outline. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna just wing it today. And like I said, honestly, I feel like this only lasts for like 2 or 3 days on me. I don't get the week thing, and maybe it is too because of how I wash my face, because I cannot not wash my brows, and that might be my problem too. Like I'm not gonna risk getting, I don't know, a fungus or something in my brows because I didn't wash my brows. So I'm gonna put this on. I'm gonna let it sit for a long time. I'm only going to take this off because I think you can let it sit for 15 minutes or up to 30 minutes or something like that. I'm just going to leave it on while I do everything else. And I'm going to see if that makes a difference in how long this lasts. So y'all remind me to report back on whether that worked, whether it actually ended up lasting longer. And also, y'all, I'm starting to sweat a little bit because I got on this big fluffy robe. Also, always make sure that you put down a towel, either an old towel or a black towel is what I got down here when you're using this stuff, because it is so, like, if it gets on your countertops, good luck getting it out. I actually did have some success getting it off my countertop, but still, you don't want to go through that trouble. So just make sure you put a old towel down or a black towel whenever you are using this stuff. Next on my list is my hair. So I got a silk press a week ago as a Friday. I told y'all before I have that what is it called? Seborrheic dermatitis or whatever it's called. So I usually cannot go, I can barely make it a week without washing my hair because my scalp will get super flaky, super patchy. Now I will say recently it hasn't been as bad. And I think that's due to some of the stuff that I've been doing with my supplementation and some of the dietary changes that I've made. I think that is actually helping it be a lot better. It's, my scalp is like obviously not clean, but it's not, I don't know if y'all can see that, it's not super patchy. or anything. It might be a little bit more so in the back. I do feel like I had a little bit of like some of the patchiness in the back. So what I ended up doing, let me go grab it. Let me find it. What I did, ended up doing was using Dermazine. So I use Dermazine as a treatment before I wash my hair, and it works really well with getting your scalp clear. So I'll put it in the night before I wash my hair, massage it into my scalp, get it nice and saturated, and then the next morning I wash my hair. Or either I'll do it, do the treatment that morning, let it sit all day, and wash my hair. I think they want you to do at least 2 hours before you wash your hair. So sometimes I'll just do it before my hair appointment or the night before my hair appointment. But this stuff works really well for a flaky, patchy scalp. So what I did last night, and what I'll do sometimes if I'm trying to prolong my silk press for another week or two, is I will get some Q-tips, and I actually pour a little bit of this in like a small container or a small jar, and I dip the Q-tips in, and I just part my hair, and I go through and I rub my scalp with the serum, because it is very watery. It's not like a skincare serum. It's more so, it's watery. So of course, if your hair is straight and you put this in it, it's gonna get all puffy. So I did that last night. I went through, I try not to really get it on the strands so that my hair doesn't get puffy, because also I noticed that it does leave a residue on your strands if it gets on the strands. So last night I did that. I kind of left my hair loose so my scalp could dry some. And then I tied my hair down last night. I know it kind of doesn't really look like it that much, but today I'm just going to kind of touch up my hair. I'm going to basically re-flat iron it. Going to use this Amika Shield spray to protect it, and so I can prolong this silk press for a little bit longer. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't recommend doing this if your scalp is really angry, because it's just going to get angrier. And I hope I'm not about to make my scalp angrier. This is actually my first time trying to prolong a silk press this long. Usually I just go ahead and wash it after a week, because trust me, it's not worth the itchy, flaky scalp, and then I feel like it takes longer to heal. But because my scalp hasn't been as angry, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it, and I'm gonna let y'all know how it goes. I cannot guarantee you results, but we just gonna see how it goes. So I'm about to touch up my hair. So I'm gonna go ahead, flat iron my hair, touch it up, whatever. And I'm sorry earlier, I realized earlier I had the vent on while I was talking to y'all, so I hope the sound is okay. But I'm gonna go ahead, flat iron my hair, and then I'm going to do my pedicure first. And that's just mainly gonna consist of me painting my toenails, because I really did all the prep work and stuff on my cuticles last week. So every 2 weeks, I'll go in and do, the prep work. I got these lashes from Ardell. Here they are. So that's one of the things that I got. I only got 2 things from Ulta today. I wasn't, I don't usually do hauls. Like if you like hauls, this is probably not the channel for you, because I like to just use what I need. I'm not constantly buying things. The things I'm using are things that I actually like. And yeah, so this is not really a channel that you come to for hauls. And I use the same stuff over and over again. So just, keep that in mind. If you're around here, you're going to see me doing a lot of the same things and using a lot of the same things. Because it's just part of being a more conscious consumer. We talk a lot about that with fashion, but I feel that way about beauty too. So I try not to do too much when it comes to the products that I use. I try not to go crazy. But one thing that I realized that we talk about a lot on this channel, or quite a bit, is clean beauty. And I realized that for some of you, this video might feel different because I'm not featuring tons or all clean beauty products. And that's just because I like to change up my look. I like to experiment with how I look. I like to beautify myself. That is fun for me. And so sometimes, with that being said, clean beauty is just not, or clean beauty or low-tox beauty products might not be in alignment with some of that. And that's actually okay with me. Now, I'm a big proponent of reducing the toxins that you're coming in contact with, because one of the big arguments that people who don't like the whole clean beauty thing, and I've admitted several times, I do think that there are a lot of, pitfalls or issues when it comes to the whole clean beauty industry thing. I do think that there are a lot of issues there. And I do think fear is one of the big issues, is that some of us clean beauty or low tox living influencers are kind of fear mongering. And so I never really want to do that. I never really want to, make people afraid, because as of right now, there are solutions and alternatives for everything, or for most things. And where they are not, you just pray about it and you keep going and you enjoy yourself. And so that's kind of how I look at when I'm not using beauty products that are clean. Like, how I look at it is just that sometimes that, whatever I want to use is just not going to work. So for example, I actually did look for a lash adhesive that was non-toxic or low tox, and I did find some, but the reviews were terrible. And so I'm not gonna waste my lashes, y'all. If the people say in the reviews that the stuff does not work, I'm not gonna waste my money and my time and energy trying it. So for me, I'm okay with using some things that are not considered low tox or not considered non-toxic, because sometimes the look is just the look. The look you're going for is just the look that you're going for. And we got to make some sacrifices. And honestly, it's really not a sacrifice, because one of the arguments against the whole clean beauty thing, and it's a valid argument, well, kind of valid, is that these substances that are potentially harmful are actually only in, parts per million. They're only a very small amount. And so that amount compared to what you are consuming or what you're putting on your body is so small that it's not going to have that much of an impact. And I actually don't disagree with that. However, the issue is that we're not only contending with what we're putting on our skin, we're contending with what we're eating, we're contending with the environment outside, the pollution outside. We're contending with so many different factors that, for me, if there is something that I can control, I will.
I can't control the pollution outside. It's really nothing that I can do about that, right? That's just one of those things that it is what it is. I can't control, that somebody else is a smoker and they are in a space that I'm in. And so now I've been exposed to, secondhand smoke, or I've been exposed to like the residual from secondhand smoke. I can't really control that. But what I can control is what I do with myself. And so for me, that's why I'm always going to be a proponent of clean beauty, because I do believe it's about doing with you what you can with the information that you have. And also, that's the other thing. A lot of us are just not informed. We're not able to make informed decisions, right? So I feel like the whole clean beauty movement, or the clean beauty industry, forces companies to kind of take some accountability or have more transparency around what they are providing for us, about what they're selling us, because everybody, some people really actually care about what they put on their bodies and bring into their homes, and some people don't care as much. And I feel like it's okay either way. Like, whichever category you fall into, it's okay. But over here, I care, and I just want to make informed decisions. So I do understand that because I want to wear lash extensions, I'm exposing myself to, you know, some potential toxins or irritants or whatever. And I'm actually okay with that because it is a small amount. And given everything else that I do in my lifestyle, I just feel like that's not as big of a deal for me. So I don't know. What do y'all think about that? How do y'all feel about that? Do you even care about clean beauty? Like, is that something that you consider when you are buying products? Because I feel like clean beauty is not necessarily as, I don't know if the word is popular. It's just not really as much of a consideration, I don't think, in the Black community. I'm not seeing as many of us in that space. I always see a whole bunch of white women in that space. And that's another thing too that I kind of that kind of gives me pause about the whole clean beauty and Low-Tox living space, is kind of the, I guess, avatars or the aesthetics are for that. I don't always want to look plain, but it just is what it is. I don't always want to look very plain. And so I feel like sometimes in that space, there's this like plain aesthetic. There's this, mind you, I'm a very, on an everyday basis, regular basis, I'm pretty, simple. That's fine. But when I'm going out, I want to go out. I want to look like I'm going out. And so, and I feel like we shouldn't be, with the technology that we have to do everything else in this world, I feel like we shouldn't have to look plain and boring or not glamorous to be healthy. Because I kind of feel like that's what that space kind of communicates, that if you're somebody that wants to be a little bit done up or whatever, you gotta keep it plain. So I don't know, what do y'all think? And have y'all ever noticed that? Because I feel like might be one of the things that keeps a lot of us from, I don't know, discovering clean beauty products. And I will say too, as a black person with natural hair, as a black person with darker skin, some of these products just aren't created for us, are created with us in mind, and that's just what it is. So, they, some of these brands, they might have a foundation in our color, but that's about it. So I find that to be interesting too. And what does that say? Like, what is the reason for that? Now, I have some thoughts about that. I'm not gonna share them on here. Y'all, actually, I'm thinking about creating a Substack because there are so many things that I think about, and I'm a person that thinks deeply and feels deeply. But there are so many things that I think about that I really don't want to share out here on this public internet like this. So I'm actually thinking about creating a Substack. Let me know if y'all read Substacks, or do you, I guess you have to like subscribe to people's Substacks. I'm really not that familiar with it. It's something that I kind of just played around with in my head to do because, again, there are things that I want to share and communicate, but I don't always feel like these platforms are really a safe space, and I would rather do that with people, because when you're on YouTube or any other social media platform, like your content, people aren't necessarily choosing to watch your content. There's an algorithm at play. So anybody can come across this video, whether they meant to, liked it, wanted to. Whereas when you have something like a Substack where people have to actually subscribe, they're only getting your content because they subscribed, or they're only getting this specific thing that you're sharing because they are paying for it and they really want to see this. I think that creates a different dynamic and allows creators just to be more open, honest, transparent, and it just feels a little bit safer, at least for me. It usually does not take me this long to do these lashes. I can usually have them done in like 10 or 15 minutes, but which I guess it's only really been like 10 minutes. And that's with me stopping and talking and all that. Okay, I'm gonna put this last little lash on, and then I'm gonna paint my nails and do my toes. As always, I use Dazzle Dry Polish. Do I use any other brands? I mainly just stick to Dazzle Dry because they have lots of colors. It lasts pretty well, especially on your toes. It lasts really well and it dries fast. For my toes, let me see what I got up here. So it's my toes are will kind of sort of match what I have on my nails. Let me find the little color combo. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna do one coat of this pink. This is called Truth. And then I'll probably do two coats, maybe one or two coats of this shimmery, because I'm trying to get it. I got I got some glue on my nails. I'm trying to get it to be like this. Y'all disregard this press on. For some, I don't know how I did that. I didn't do it right, but these are the press-ons that I got. These are by Kiss. So I don't go to the nail salon anymore. Yeah, I haven't been in a long time. I probably haven't been in the last year. I had a really good nail tech here in North Dallas, and literally the only reason I stopped going to see her was because, I lost my job, and so I've been on a budget. So now I'm experimenting, and I normally do Dazzle Dry, but now I'm experimenting with press-ons. So Ulta has a sale going on. It'll probably be over by the time you see this vlog. But they have a sale. So I have trouble with press-ons because my nail beds are wider. I think they're considered flat too, I think. But they're wider. And so I tend to have trouble with finding press-ons that actually fit. So I found Kiss. That brand fits me really well. I've been using a medium length is what I've been using. And so these have been on for a week. Now, I did not use the glue that came with the Kiss nails. I used this glue by Olive and June. Now, Olive and June is actually a Low-Tox brand. I don't know if nail glue can really be non-toxic or low tox, but what I do know, and I hope, can y'all see that? It's called the super strong, ultra strong nail glue. What I do know is that this stuff really is strong and it lasts long. And so the nails, I think on the package it said you can wear them up to 2 weeks, which is what I'm going to try to do. I'm going to extend them another week because I did pop these on Friday. So I have a little adhesive. I'm going to kind of buff this out, pop them back on. I could have done a little bit of a better job with my application, but what do y'all think? I don't know. I with the press-ons, I'm always like, I don't like when they look like press-ons, but also this was super easy. So I bought a couple different styles of this brand because I did really like it. Again, I don't know if I'm gonna do press-ons every week or every other week like some people do. I don't know if I'm really down for that. But this has been nice. This is my first time wearing press-ons in a really long time because like I said, they normally don't really fit. They always pop off. So if y'all have some suggestions for press-ons for people with, I can't remember if my nail beds are considered flat or wide or maybe both. But if y'all know some brands that are really good, I did come across a brand today called Nail Reformation, and those seem to fit me well. So I'm gonna try that brand too because some of those were really cute. But I don't know if that brand is still in business because I actually found some at Sprouts and they were on clearance. Like they were $5 a piece. So if you're looking for press-ons for the low, try Sprouts, which is crazy because I didn't even realize Sprouts sold press-on nails, but apparently they do. And they were really cute. And if you have the larger nail beds like me, they will likely work for you. But honestly, so far, the Kiss ones seem to be, like, as far as how thick they look and stuff, these seem to be the better ones for me. Also, if y'all know any black nail techs that do that make press-ons, I would really like that. I found some on Etsy, but their shops were like they were on vacation mode. So maybe I'll check back later and see if any of them have come off vacation mode. They probably are getting a lot of orders right now. So I'm gonna finish this up and we're gonna see if y'all think I'm cute afterwards. I hope my brows are okay because I'm not loving the way that I did this, but we are here now and we just gonna go with Okay, babes, I am done. I did my brows. Well, I'm wiping my brows off. Let's see what they came out like. Okay. They didn't come out too bad. What y'all think? Hold on, let me get me another cotton pad. That's not too bad, y'all. I mean, like I said, it normally looks good at first. It's just days after. I don't like my brows this deep, but you know, it's fine for today because it'll be lighter in another day or two. Significantly lighter. Okay, what y'all think? I think the brows came out okay. You know, for a non-professional brow person. And then, you know, I got my thumbs back on. I'm also going to scrub up under my nails because I feel like they a little ratchet looking. So I'm going to just get some hand soap and a little brush and scrub up under there. But that is it. This is our final look. I don't know why I did that, but this is our final look.
Thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure you are subscribed. Make sure you like this video, comment, all the things. And I will see you guys in this next video.